And people need to know that there is a base here which can flatten South Africa in less than no time if America decides to fight with us. It doesn't have to move anything from Washington. Actually, by the time we assemble, our equipment will be gone.
Hello Africa, family, brothers and sisters. Do you know that it will take 2 minutes for the United States of America and Israel to attack and destroy South Africa? This comes after Israel says it will paralyze the economy of South Africa over its and Israeli sentiments. This comes after South Africa volunteered to mediate between the United States of America, Israel and Iran in the ongoing conflict.
The vanity project of his.
We have issued a clear statement that we want a ceasefire. We want this madness to come to an end. And Donald Trump is very busy right now. He's got a war on his hands. And obviously, if the opportunity were to open, we would talk and say, there must be a ceasefire. Dialogue is always the best way of ending conflict and then ending war. And we want this war to come to an end immediately. We're losing too many lives, and unnecessarily so. So thank you very much.
Now South Africa is about to receive a stray bullet. South Africa has been accused by the United States of America last year for supplying weapons to Russia, this year for supporting Iran, and now Israel is accusing South Africa for anti-Israel sentiments. So Israel says it will paralyze the economy of South Africa. US has military base in Botswana. Fear has risen. What if US will use its military base in Botswana to attack South Africa? As I said at the beginning, it will take 2 minutes for the United States of America and its allies like Israel to attack and destroy South Africa. Those are not my words. Those are words of Mr. Julius Malema, who said research has been conducted that the base in Botswana can be used to attack South Africa within 2 minutes. Let me take you to what Julius Malema said. Here is what Malema said.
I was charged by the ANC for saying Botswana has got an American base and poses a threat to South Africa. Mbalula repeated it a few days ago. Mbalula said Botswana is a threat with an American base. He's not charged. But I was charged for that. And that one didn't want me for that. Because I said we need to remove the government of Botswana through the people of Botswana and put a government that will dismantle that base, which is putting a threat on the whole of SADC. Because a research was conducted, the landing strip that is there in the army base of Botswana, they say it can land a fighter jet which can take less than 2 minutes if it wants to hit the Union building. So if America says we're fighting South Africa, it doesn't have to send anything from Washington. They are here already. And that's what Putin doesn't want in Ukraine. They want to do what they did here in Botswana, in Ukraine. We allowed it. And our position as the EFF is that that army base must be removed because it poses a threat to SADC. And he didn't want me to say, he banned me for my political opinion. I didn't say we're going to bomb Botswana or anything of that sort. But he was threatened by the honesty that we shared with people.
All right.
And people need to know that there is a base here which can flatten South Africa in less than no time if America decides to fight with us. It doesn't have to move anything from Washington. Actually, by the time we assemble, our equipment will be gone. Me, persona non grata. Lungu didn't want me. Ian Khama didn't want me. Muswati didn't want me. And all of that. And One day when I went to Lesotho there, that Ian Khama comes to greet me. I'm like, this guy, okay, there's no problem. Like, and you know, you are in a foreign land, you don't want to be bringing attitude in other people's countries. I just cooperated.
Yes, welcome back, family, brothers and sisters. Do not skip. For those words of Julius Malema, can US allow Julius Malema to be a president of South Africa? Can Western power allow people such as Julius Malema to come to White House? So you can see how Malema is being hated. But it's not only Malema who is exposing the truth about the presence of foreign bases in Africa. Also, Kwasi Platter, the Ghanaian Pan-Africanist, also exposed the presence of military base in Ghana. Let me take you to what he said. This is Kwasi Platter.
On our continent. And I feel sad that Ghana is hosting one of these foreign military bases. Now, if you read the terms under which these military bases are established on our continent, you feel sad. You feel hopeless. In Ghana, we have allowed the United States of America to establish its military base on our soil. Under the agreement which allows the U.S. to establish this military base, our head of state is stopped from entering that territory. The U.S. military base is not accessible even to the head of state. As if that was not enough, in the agreement, we have committed to an arrangement under which if U.S. soldiers come to Ghana and kill Ghanaians, Ghanaians cannot go to court to ask for redress. We have committed ourselves to an arrangement under which property destroyed by U.S. soldiers in Ghana, if your property is destroyed by U.S. soldiers in Ghana, you cannot go to court. We have given our frequencies for the use of the U.S. military for free. Our frequencies are given to the U.S. forces for free. When Ghanaians have to pay millions in order to get frequencies to establish radio stations and television stations and so on, the U.S. can take it for free. Under the agreement, U.S. soldiers entering Ghana are not subject to inspection. They are not subject to search. You can't search them. You can't look through their bags. You can't examine what is on their body. And when they leave, they are also not subject to customs inspection. They cannot be searched. U.S. soldiers do not need passports to enter Ghana. They don't need passports to enter Ghana. All they need is their ID cards. Under these circumstances, we have given U.S. soldiers privileges way and above diplomats. Because even the American ambassador needs a passport to enter Ghana. A U.S. soldier does not need a passport to enter Ghana. In any case, what are these soldiers doing on our continent? What are they doing on our continent? Our leaders must ask themselves some interesting questions. Of course, they say that there's a global village, whatever that means, but they say that there's a global village. If this is a global village as they define, then everybody has interest everywhere. Now, if we decided to station a battalion of the U.S. of the Ghanaian army in Washington, what would happen? Now, if the U.S. would not allow us to station a battalion in Washington, why do we then allow them to station a battalion on our soil? Ab initio, this arrangement means that we have accepted that we are inferior. And that is one of the reasons why we need to wake up and dismantle these arrangements in order to establish our equality and so on. I suspect that about foreign military bases.
Yes, that is Mr. Kwasi Platter exposing what is inside the contract between Ghana and United States of America. Before moving too far, let me share also this short documentary. Then we'll come back to share my thoughts.
Something dangerous is unfolding in southern Africa. A storm of accusations, a rising geopolitical tension, and a warning that Africa cannot ignore. The United States is accusing South Africa of white genocide. Washington claims Pretoria is secretly supporting Russia and Iran. Israel is now openly attacking South Africa for its global diplomacy. And at the center of this growing storm, a US military base in Botswana. But what exactly is happening? Why is this base suddenly so important? Why are African leaders like Julius Malema and Kwasi Pratt warning that Africa could be walking into a trap? Tonight we uncover the hidden geopolitical chess game unfolding in southern Africa. This story is bigger than South Africa. This story is about Africa's sovereignty. Over the past months, tensions between Washington and Pretoria have reached levels not seen in decades. The United States has launched a series of accusations against South Africa. First, allegations of white genocide. Second, claims that South Africa is secretly supplying weapons to Russia and Iran. Third, accusations that South Africa is becoming a strategic ally of countries that challenge Western dominance. These accusations are not random. They are happening at a time when the global geopolitical order is shifting dramatically. The war in Ukraine, the escalating conflict involving Iran, and the growing influence of the BRICS alliance. South Africa is one of the most important members of BRICS, and that alone makes it a strategic target. But the situation became even more explosive when Israel sharply criticized South Africa for co-chairing a meeting of what is known as the Hague Group. Israel accused Pretoria of promoting an anti-Israel agenda and aligning itself with Iran. At the same time, the United States and Israel are now deeply involved in military confrontations with Iran. And suddenly Southern Africa is no longer just watching global conflicts. It is being pulled into them. While these accusations were spreading across international media, something else caught the attention of many African observers: a United States military presence in Botswana. Officially, the base is meant for cooperation, training, and regional security support. But critics say the real purpose may be very different. Botswana shares a long border with South Africa, and from a strategic perspective, a military base there can monitor the region. This is why some political voices in South Africa are raising serious questions. Among them, Julius Malema has warned that Africa must understand how global powers operate, because military bases are rarely just about security. They are about influence, intelligence, and power projection. In modern geopolitics, information is the most powerful weapon. Satellites, electronic surveillance, signal interception, all of these technologies allow powerful countries to monitor entire regions. And if Southern Africa becomes part of a global confrontation between powerful blocs, then the presence of foreign bases becomes much more serious. Pan-African intellectual Kwasi Pratt has also issued a strong warning to African leaders. He says the continent must learn from history. Throughout the Cold War, foreign military bases turned many African countries into battlegrounds. Superpowers competed. Proxy conflicts erupted, and ordinary Africans paid the price. Pratt argues that allowing foreign military installations without strong African oversight could open the door to the same dangers again, because when global tensions rise, foreign bases do not protect Africa. They protect foreign interests. And if a conflict escalates between the United States, Israel, Iran, Russia, or other powers, those bases automatically become strategic targets, meaning the countries hosting them could suddenly find themselves at the center of international conflict. For Africa, the lesson is simple. Sovereignty must be protected, security must be African-led, and African governments must ask one difficult question. Are these bases helping Africa, or are they turning Africa into a chessboard? Right now, the geopolitical atmosphere is extremely tense. The United States and Israel are engaged in escalating confrontations with Iran. Russia and China are strengthening their alliances, and many countries in the global south are redefining their relationships with Western powers. South Africa has taken positions that challenge traditional geopolitical alignments. It has pursued independent diplomacy. It has strengthened BRICS cooperation, and it has taken legal action on international issues. For some global powers, This independence is seen as a threat. This is why accusations, pressure, and diplomatic tensions are rising. Now imagine this scenario. If tensions between major powers escalate further, if military confrontations spread, if global alliances polarize, countries hosting foreign military infrastructure could suddenly become strategic hotspots. Botswana, South Africa, and the entire Southern African region. This is why the conversation happening today is not just political. It is about the future security architecture of Africa. There is one lesson Africa must remember. History repeats itself when nations fail to learn from it. For decades, Africa has struggled to escape external control over its politics, economy, and security. The Pan-African dream was always clear. Africa must control its own destiny. Africa must protect its own resources. Africa must build its own security systems. And Africa must never again become a battlefield for foreign power struggles. This moment is therefore a wake-up call, not just for South Africa, not just for Botswana, but for the entire continent. Because sovereignty is not just about flags and borders, it is about who controls the decisions that shape a nation's future. The world is changing. Global alliances are shifting, and Africa is rising. But the question remains, will Africa rise united, or will it once again become the arena where global powers compete? The answer depends on the choices African leaders make today, because the future of Africa must be decided by Africans themselves. If you believe Africa must protect its sovereignty, if you believe Africa must stand united, then share this video across the continent. Subscribe to the channel and join the movement for a strong, independent Africa, because the time has come for Africa to rise.
Yes, welcome back, family, brothers and sisters. You heard a lot from this short video clip. But what I want to say here, Africa, we need to be vigilant. We have allowed ourselves to have these military bases, but we must understand that we are the target. The day Russia and the US confronting each other, the day China and the US enter into escalation, these military bases will be the target. We have learned what happened in the Middle East. Iran has targeted and hid US military base in Arab countries. So just assume today Russia and America are fighting each other. First target of Russia or America will be military bases found in Africa. And one thing that Africa we need to understand, that America always don't fight from its homeland. America always use these military bases as a point of fighting. So if America want to fight South Africa, will use military base in Botswana, because Botswana is nearby South Africa. So when US will attack South Africa from Botswana, do you think South Africa will reply and respond in Washington? No, they will respond to Gaborone. So who will be affected? It's we Africans. It will be Africans in South Africa, Africans in Botswana. The same to Ghana. Today, if US using military base in Ghana to attack maybe Sahel, maybe Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, the response will go back to Ghana. So we'll find ourselves as Africans fighting each other. While US sitting on the chair, getting drinks, coffee, and watching like a movie. Africa will be like a movie. US presidents and people will sit down and watching Africans fighting each other. Botswana fighting South Africa, Kenya fighting maybe Uganda, because Kenya has military base. So Ghana fighting Nigeria. That's how it will be. I don't mean that we need to maybe to do something bad. No, I'm just warning Africans. I know this contract is too tough to break, because always we have weak leaders. You know, one time I wondered that how is it possible that at that time during slavery and colonialism, our chiefs were given bullets, and sometimes they're given one gun with one bullet, then they surrendered their land, they surrendered the resources, they capture Africans and take them to slavery. So what happened at that time is what happening till today. Betrayal is within our DNA. To allow other civilizations to establish military base in our continent, in our countries, it's a betrayal. It is not about security. Look what happened in Arab countries. Sometimes we may think that these things, it is good, it is security, it is partnership, but when it comes to confrontation, when it comes to escalation, those bases are targets. And if your neighbors will target those bases, it means you will respond to your neighbor. So Africans will fight each other. The way right now we are seeing in Arab countries that it's Arab against Arab. US is above, but Arab countries, Iran is attacking those Arab countries. Iran cannot attack direct to Washington or to New York. US is too far from Iran. You see? The same to Africa. South Africa, Botswana, Kenya, Ghana, they're too far from US. So they will use these bases to attack those whom they don't want, and then to be Africans who are fighting each other. So one time, maybe it will not happen in our generation, maybe the generation to come, US president will be sitting down watching African countries or Africa fighting each other. And they will have coffee and meat, enjoying and watching Africans fighting each other. Why? Because this military base will make Africa unstable. So due to that, family, let us end here. The aim is to share my thought on what's happening in South Africa, and of course after Israel promised to paralyze the economy of South Africa. And we know very well that US has military base in Botswana. So if US will use its military base in Botswana, see what will happen. South Africa and Botswana will go into war, and that will be a loom and an opportunity for US to access diamond of Botswana as well as critical minerals in South Africa. So after that, if you have something to share with us, please do so through the comment section. Share your views, share your thoughts, and do not forget to subscribe if you're new. And if you've already subscribed, please share this message to our brothers and sisters in the continent and also to those who are in the diaspora. Thank you.
Thank you, Africa, Mama Africa. Oh, yeah. You make Africa great. Thank you, Africa. Thank you, Africa.